Alola trainers, welcome to the podcast. And with today's series, we are doing another Battle at the Pond with one of my favorite fossil type Pokemon, Armaldo. This is your host for today, Good Gamer Glen, and joining me here today is your fellow members Draco and Chase.
What's up?
What's correct, folks?
For those of you that are new here, for each Battle at the Pond episode, we do choose one Pokemon that we feel like people may want to try out, either during the regular playthrough, maybe they want to take into competitive. And we kind of give our little ideas on how to use this Pokemon. So for those of you who don't know, Armaldo is a prehistoric fossil Pokemon, so you do have to get its fossil in order to use it. Its first appearance was in Generation 3, for those of you that have played the Ruby and Sapphire games, or their alternatives, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Armaldo is a bug rock type Pokemon. Its base stat total, we have 75 for HP, 125 attack, 100 for defense, 70 special attack, 80 special defense, and a base speed of 45. So let's hand the baton over to Chase and see what ideas he has for Armaldo.
Okay, so basically, I looked at it and I thought it's quite slow, so it'll probably benefit from being put on a trick room team. Its attack definitely its best stat, and with that I built more of a powerhouse, I'm gonna hit you like a truck kind of Armaldo. So moves I went for on it are X Scissor, Cross Poison, Stone Age, and Liquidation, all physical moves. Item, I couldn't choose between Life Orb or Choice Band. I think coming down to it, I'd probably choose Choice Band over Life Orb, but I think those are two very viable held items for it. Its ability, I chose Battle Armor because it's such a slow Pokemon. I didn't really think it would benefit from having Swift Swim. To be wrong, someone might have an awesome build that utilizes Swift Swim Armaldo, but for myself, I just feel like that protecting it from critical hits will help it a lot. EVs, obviously 252 in attack and 252 in defense, and I decided to go with an adamant nature again because I'm looking to squeeze as much out of that attack stat as possible. And for my build, I'm not really looking at special attack a whole ton because it's one of Armaldo's poorest stats if I remember correctly. So that's my build. What do you guys think about it?
I definitely like the focus on its physical attack. I think I can say for sure we can definitely all agree on that. Walking like, what is it, 125? Yeah, base attack stat. It's just like this thing can hit hard. I do think special move pool as well. It's not the greatest, so you might as well head over to the physical side. So totally agree.
Draco, any thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I thought it was. I'm chuckling over here because I didn't branch out as far this time around. I'm actually almost in the same vein as you for quite a bit of that. Yeah, definitely though. It's that I do like the fact that you're utilizing all of its offensive capabilities. That attack stat's gonna just hit so hard.
One thing I was quite upset about is that it doesn't get a good grass move. So it's still, if you face a water Pokemon, you're still very much at a disadvantage.
What about you, Draco? What did you have in mind for Armaldo?
Mine, as I said, I went kind of the same way. Instead of going with Battle Armor, I gave him Swift Swim because my intention wasn't for them to be in a Trick Room, but to be in a water team. Ooh. And Swift Swim, the fact that it doubles the speed of the Pokemon, gives me a little bit more versatility with this guy. So he can be both slow and fast if he needs to be. So somebody Trick Rooms, I don't pull out the Rain Setter. If someone doesn't Trick Room, I can drop the Rain Setter and start taking full advantage of his speed. Because of that, I also went and I'm taking a chance and giving him the Assault Vest because I'm looking at the different types of weaknesses he might have, and those Water, Rock, and Steel, I always see people gravitating more towards the easier stuff, so like water against him. I decided to bolster his special defense with the Assault Vest. Of course, the Assault Vest locks you into not using only nothing but attacks. So the attacks that I used was the Cross Poison, Crush Claw, Aqua Jet, and X Scissor. Cross Poison's got that nice chance to poison as well as the high crit chance. X Scissor, always one of my go-tos. because that move just hits so hard, and runs off of stab, which is always good, especially for someone who's got such a high attack stat. Crush Claw has a chance to lower my target's defense stat, which means you're going to take more damage if I hit you again. So it's definitely playing into that high damage attack stat that he's got, as well as now making sure that when he hits, he's going to hit even harder each time. Aqua Jet, because taking into account the fact that he is slow, I wanted to at least get one hard hit in. Even though Aqua Jet isn't a very high damaging attack, it still has priority, so his speed isn't even factored into it. I could end turn with a hit and then start the next turn with another hit, not possibly knocking out my opponent and keeping him in the fight just that much longer. And the nature that I went with was full-on adamant.
Okay, so just like Chase, yeah, just like what you said when Chase heals someone. Okay, cool.
He's got a decent move pool for physical, so I mean, I could have gone with a lot more stab moves, but just between the Frost Poison, the Crush Claw, and the Aqua Jet, figured the secondary effects would actually be much nicer to have if they happen to pop.
I mean, you know what? It's definitely a very good build. I reckon in the right situations, that Armaldo would just demolish.
So segueing from that as well, I kind of went similar with my Armaldo, but I also took a little bit of a dramatic-ish turn. So I actually put my Armaldo at a Jolly Nature to raise its speed and lower its special attack, because I kind of wanted to focus this on having him partnered up with Pelipper. Pelipper has that ability that brings the rain when it's called out. Plus, it also has the ability to learn Tailwind as well. So I thought, hey, maybe I can use this dude to get Armaldo as fast as possible as he can be, while investing all those points into speed.
No, I was gonna say, that was a really good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so like, because I took a look and I'm like, I can make this work. I know there's something that can do like Rain Dance and Tailwind at the same time. And then that's when I remembered from back in the day when I was doing the old Mega Swampert build. I was like, oh yeah, there's Pelipper. I can use Pelipper. So with that though, do have all the points into its attack and its speed, so 252 for those. Maybe here a little bit of a flex spot. You can either put the remaining points into like either HP. If you need that more defense, you can put it into more defense. So of course, you can also put it into special defense as well. Move wise, because I was thinking of it as being my main attacker, I was going with like Protect, X Scissor, just like what you did, Draco, because you know that critical hit ratio and the stab move. Here's kind of like a flex spot, thinking Rock Slide at first to you damage both opponent's mons, or you have the chance to flinch as well, plus also getting that stab. But if you do, you could also switch it off for like, was it Stone Edge? So like, if you just want a single target and deal a lot more damage. The fourth move, this is another flex spot. I think this is really dependent on how you want to handle him. My first thoughts were using Bug Bite as another stab move, and since he would be either going first or second, depending on what you're up against, you can at least try to get rid of a possible berry that your opponent has. You do get that stab. Another option I was thinking of was just having Aqua Jet just for priority. I mean, that kind of beats the whole purpose of having the Swift Swim with Tailwind or Rain Dance set up, but I mean, you never know, maybe you might just need that one little bit of priority attack to like knock something out, or at least do enough damage to get knocked out. Item wise, I was thinking Leftovers just to help it survive a little bit more. I did like the Assault Vest idea as well. I totally forgot about that item. It would definitely help against its water weakness, and like if not that, I would have also gone with Lens Scope, the one that raises your probability for critical hit ratio. I probably also would have gone with that. Scope Lens, thank you. Yeah, I probably also would have gone with that. He does have that water weakness, and he doesn't have any coverage moves for it as well. So in this case, I would just probably partner him up with something that is strong against water. In this case, because I'm going with the whole like rain setting and like Tailwind, I think a good other partner to have would be like Jolteon, because if it's raining, you can use Thunder on it, probably knock out most water types. Jolteon's already pretty damn fast. Let's say you do have Tailwind on it as well. Bam, that would be its coverage against water types, just a partner Pokemon in like Jolteon or something.
I like it. I hadn't thought about the Drizzle Tailwind Pelipper. That completely skipped my mind.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you. I'm sitting here and I built Silt Swim and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I'll just Rain Dance. Nope, totally forgot about Tailwind.
I mean, like, it is kind of hard because it is a base speed of 45. So, like, either with Tailwind or Swift Swim, you're only looking at, like, what, at least 90 points base speed afterwards. And then it's like, what can you really outrun? But, I mean, 90 is not too bad.
I was actually thinking when you were talking about a coverage for water typing and mentioned Jolteon, what about Gastrodon? Because of the Storm Drain, yeah, it's gonna kill your Aqua Jet, but it's gonna redirect any single target water attack from Armaldo to Gastrodon, and
that's true.
thereby, at least giving you at least a turn or two of coverage.
Yeah, I didn't think about Gastrodon either. Totally forgot about that.
Well, any mon with Storm Drain, I think there's a couple, but Gastrodon's the first one that popped in my head.
Maractus. That was
Actually,
another
yeah,
one.
Maractus actually would be a great combo to Armaldo as well.
Oh yeah, because it does have that grass typing, and it would be strong against water types as well as getting that Storm Drain. So
2-for-1 special.
Yep.
I have to admit, this is one of the few mons that I do like that with the standard look of it, but I love that shiny, that nice pink shiny that it gets with the yellow accents really make it pop for me. There's just something about the overall design on this one. I didn't really much care for its unevolved form, Amaranth, but its fully evolved form was just like, for me, it's definitely. I'm actually bold enough to say that this would be one of my top 20 Pokemon.
Okay.
See, I'm in the same boat. I agree. It does have a very good shiny. I just have one gripe with it, and that's like what are sort of like those faux eyes, like those red pieces on top of its head, and the little red tips on the ends of the feelers. I wish those had either gone yellow or completely different color just to accent the rest of it.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely see that because what they did, they just changed the shade a little bit, right, for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit lighter.
Looks almost more orange.
Speaking of the eyes, though, like as a kid, I did not realize that its eyes were on its side for like the longest time, and like how many playthroughs I did on my Sapphire game is just like, man, Armaldo's so cool. Look at those cool red eyes, like I really believed those were its eyes for like the longest time. Until someone had to point it out to me, like,
yeah, I was the same up until like 2 years ago.
I was gonna turn around and say that it would be, if they could remove those eye stalks, it would still look like a solid Pokemon. It really would. It looks more like it's got a battle helmet ready, which would play more into the battle armor.
Ah, okay. And now that I take another look at it from a different perspective, the faux red eyes actually do, like, if you just focus on that and like try to take out the side eyes as well, or like just get them out of your mind, it does make it look more like a bug type.
Well, the little fins on the back end and the feelers on the neck, yeah, it definitely does. Plus the little claws in the front.
Yeah.
But it definitely looks kind of like a mix between like Genghis Khan and some kind of armadillo type monster, and then just crossbred with a hammerhead shark. Those damn eyes.
Definitely a strong contender for top 5 fossils.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree. So with that then, fellow trainers, that was our battle at the pond with Armaldo. I hope you guys enjoyed our builds. Do let us know in the comment section down below what Pokemon you'd like to see next, or maybe give us some ideas on what you want to see.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers, folks.
Hello, everybody.